Okay. Awesome. And you're still looking to sell that property right now?
Yeah.
Great. How much you looking to get for the property?
I'll be about 125.
Okay, 125. Awesome. And James, if I could get you a price that made you happy today, are you ready to get the process started right now?
Sure.
Sweet. And are there any other decision makers or people on the deed that need to be here for this conversation?
Nope, just me.
Right on. All right. So, James, just a quick update on how my process works is I'm just going to ask you a few questions about the property just to help me better understand what you got going on over there. And once I have all the info I need, I'll get you an offer on this call. And if that number makes sense to you, I can send over a purchase agreement that we can go over together. And as long as we're both good with everything in the agreement, we can both sign it, send it over to a title company that'll act as a third party between us, protect you as the seller and me as the buyer, and then pick a closing date of your choosing to receive the money, which title will disperse via wire transfer or certified check. Does that all sound good for you?
Yes.
Sweet. All right. So what's the story with the property, James? What you got going on with the condition over there?
The condition is fine. It's in good shape. The roof was replaced on it probably 3 years ago. As far as property, I have long-term tenants in the property, so that's always a good thing.
Absolutely.
The only reason why I'm really selling it is I've been owning it for a long time, and I'm turning 65 here in a couple of months, and it's time for me to move on to something else. I do most of the maintenance on it. I cut the grass. I do all of that kind of stuff, and just time for me to move on to something else.
Okay, I hear you. So you said that there are long-term tenants. Are they still in the property right now?
Yes.
Okay. How much are you getting in rent, if you don't mind my asking over there?
I don't have it right in front of me because I'm driving. I know it's around like 19 something between both sides.
Okay. Yeah, I see it's a duplex here. And just to help me get a picture of the property in my head, what's the unit breakdown between the two units?
Each side is 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So roof replaced 3 years ago, overall in good condition. Are there any problems with the foundation or the structure?
No, I actually had some foundation leveling a little bit to it probably 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Just I don't know when was the last time it was ever done, but I just had a shoring guy go up underneath there, and he saw a couple of things he did and changed out a few of the piers just to make it a little bit stronger. But foundation's fine.
1.8. Okay. Awesome. As far as the mechanicals, like the electrical, the plumbing, and the HVAC, is that all in good shape as well?
Plumbing fine, electrical's fine. AC, there are window units on both sides. There's no central air. There's window units on each side of it.
Okay. I hear you. Okay. And when was the last time that you did any updating, like cosmetically, to the kitchen, the bathrooms, anything like that?
It's been a long time, actually. Like I said, the tenants have been in there forever.
Yeah.
The tenant on one side, the 2140 side, she's actually been in there before I bought the place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I bought it from a friend of mine. I'm trying to remember how many years ago I bought it. Probably 8 or 9 years ago. I think she's been in that place at least 15 years, I think.
That's a really good tenant. Wow.
Yes. I actually even tried to get her to move because I had a person that was had like a halfway house type of deal, and he wanted the whole thing. So I was trying to get her to move to one of my other places, and I couldn't get her to move.
That's actually really funny.
And then the lady on the other side, the 2138 side, our daughter lives next door. And Sadie's been in there probably 3 to 4 years probably now.
Okay. Yeah.
Like our daughter lives right next door, so she's not going anywhere yet, you know.
Okay, so I guess my question then, hearing that is, will you be looking to sell this with the tenants in place?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like this has been a really good rental for you.
It has been, yeah.
That's cool. And so just to help me better understand kind of the reason why you're selling, I know you said you're turning 65 soon and just time to move on to something else. Just curious, what does that look like for you? Are you trying to get out of the rental game and just kind of liquidate everything? And yeah, what's your plan?
Yeah, I have a couple of properties and I'm looking at just selling them, you know. I mean, you know, I cut the grass at all the places, I do the repairs at all the places, and yeah, it's just kind of a point where I really don't feel like doing that anymore. So I'm going to liquidate myself and just invest my money and go from there.
Okay. No, it's cool to hear that you do all your own maintenance and everything. I can imagine that over the years that gets to be a lot of work to keep up with. Funny story, I actually won't cut the grass at my own house anymore because I learned that I'm incredibly allergic to grass, which I didn't know. And so, yeah, it's cool to hear that you're going out there and keeping tabs on the properties and helping the tenants keep the grass short and everything maintained. And sounds like you've been a good landlord. So that's good for me to hear as a young investor who's trying to build his portfolio. Sounds like you've been serving your tenants well enough that they're willing to stay for five to 15 years. So that's really awesome.
Yeah, and I don't have any problems getting rent and all of that. You know, it's yeah. Like I said, I'm actually out of town working this week, and I got the tenants calling me. Hey, Mr. James, you haven't come by yet. You know, I'm like, yeah, I forgot to notify you I'm out of town for work. I'll be back on Saturday, and I'll come by and get it in. So, you know.
I love to hear that. It's actually pretty rare in the industry to hear about.
You know, if you treat your people right and do the right thing and take care of the places, you get good tenants. And I've been very fortunate with this location that, like I said, Cheryl has been in there at least probably 15 years. Like she's been in there since before I bought it. And Sadie's a really good tenant. Her daughter lives next door. And actually, Sadie's sister lives in one half of another property that I have that's about 2 miles away.
Oh, wow. Keeping it in the family. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I hear a lot of horror stories about renters destroying properties, and I think it would be hard for somebody who's been taken care of, like the way you've been taking care of your tenants, to treat the property poorly. So I'm sure it's in really good shape on the interior, which is pretty rare.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it could use updating, it could use painting, it could, you know, that kind of stuff, but it's all totally functional. But, you know, on the 2138 side, I've repainted it before Sadie got in there, which is probably, like I said, 3 to 4 years ago. And haven't really painted it since then, but she's been in there, you know. And Cheryl's side is the same way. I haven't really repainted it ever, but she's been in there forever, you know. So.
Yeah. I mean, not really a huge need to do so if you got tenants like that. So I completely understand where you're coming from with that. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, James, assuming we could come to an agreement on a number here today, how soon would you be looking to close on this?
Probably pretty quick, but I will let you know I do have other people that are interested in it as well. So.
Okay. No problems at all. It sounds like an enticing property for sure. Typically, we work on like a 30 to 60 day timeline. Would that work for you?
Yeah, sooner the better. You know, so I'm just kind of ready.
Okay,
You know,
I hear you. Yeah,
but
we put 60 days in most of our agreements just in case we need that long, but I always emphasize closing closer to that 30-day mark. So we will do what we can to just get this done as quickly as possible for you. So
okay,
yeah, all that sounds great, James. I appreciate you kind of running me down on what's going on with the property. I appreciate
sure.
your time giving me the info. If you'll give me just a few minutes, maybe about 3 to 5 minutes, I'm just going to go dive into the numbers here and check out the neighborhood and see if I
Okay,
can get that done at the 125, and I'll come back to you and let you know what I'm thinking. Okay.
sure. And what was your name again? I'm sorry.
My name is Jordan. No worries.
George. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right. I appreciate you. I will be right back with you, James.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. I haven't even checked out these comps at all yet. Tell me I'm gonna get some duplex comps. That's what I like to see. I just saw your messages now. I was gonna ask him what he wanted to invest in when he said he wanted to invest, but I felt like that might be a little bit of an invasive question. I don't know. I thought it and didn't ask it because I had that second thought come in, but I'll chop it up with him a little bit. He seems like a guy who's down to talk.
Yeah.
But I got one comp here, duplex, all similar characteristics that sold in March at 220. So you're thinking seller finance on this, just across the board?
I didn't look at comps on it. If you
Gotcha.
see comps that are 220, I mean, he's already cash flowing. It's not anything crazy. He wants 125. I think if you see comps that support a 220 or something, I say give him, see if you can do the 125 for him. If there were not comps, then I would say I would look at the seller finance because it's already cash flowing. Somebody will take this. If he's not going to do anything with the money today, right? Why don't I give
Yeah.
you, I could get you probably 130, a little bit more in your pocket if you let me put down 5 grand and I'll pay you and balloon it out and whatever. So I think there's a couple of different ways to skin this cat, but I think you got to figure out what the seller's really going to be doing, right? He's got a couple offers, but he hasn't accepted one. We don't know why. He's
Yeah.
he, he's already got a number in his head. So what are you doing with that number? What are you looking to do with the cash? So I think we probably need to know a little bit more what's going on in his brain, right? We can always run a comp and just say 225 times 75% needs to be at 90. Will you take 90? Um, but I think he's probably holds all the answers for us.
No, you're for sure right. I'll chop it up with him and see what he's doing. Sounds like he wants to retire, and I am curious as to what he wanted to invest in. But some people get weird about that, talking about investment plans. But I ain't afraid to ask him.
Well, I wouldn't ask him what are you going to invest in. I would be like to the point almost to be like, hey, if you got the 125 today, are you putting that somewhere? Or are you just looking to cash out because you've had the property?
I hear you. I think we could for sure sell this around 130, 135,
What's asking?
125. So I'm thinking anchoring at 115. Just seeing how he feels about it, and then we can give him the 125 if we need to. We'll get him locked in. Oh, did he hang up on me? What the hell?
Huh?
Hey, James. This is Jordan. Sorry, it looks like we got disconnected. All right. I appreciate you being patient while I just kind of dove into the numbers and took a look at what I could do here for you. So, a quick question I did have for you: assuming you get what you're asking in terms of price, what's the plans with the money? You said you want to invest, and just curious about kind of what the plan is going forward.
Yeah, I have a guy that I go to for investments, and he's been doing pretty well for me. So I'm just going to take that money and invest it in with him.
Okay, I love it. Just let it kind of snowball and grow.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, James, after taking a look at everything and checking around the neighborhood and looking at the comparable properties, I'm thinking, it sounds like the property is in good shape. I always like to imagine I want to go in there and kind of make it look like the homes I see on HGTV, maybe spend about 30,000, 35,000, just making it look real pretty. I know the tenants are in there, so we'll have to work with them to make sure that we can get in there and do that work. But I'm thinking I can come in for you somewhere around 115,000 cash.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Okay.
Let me stew on that a little bit, because there is really no work that needs to be done to it. So I understand you want to go and make it all pretty and everything, but at that point, that there's no work that has to be done to it. So
I hear you.
let me think about that, Jordan. Like I said, I'm driving to that. I'm going to be driving for the next several hours.
Yeah.
So let me think on it, and I'll have to get back to you.
All right. Well, James, let me ask you, if I were to come in and just cover all the closing costs, there's no fees or commissions that you have to worry about, and the number we agree on is just straight net to your pocket. What do you think is the best that you could do for me?
I know it's not 115. I know that. I know, Jordan, you have to give me a little time. Let me think on it. I haven't really thought about it that heavily. But it would have to be north of 115. So let me think about it a little bit, and I can
stay firm and follow up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, when would be a good time for
follow-up.
me to follow up with you? Can I get in touch with you a little bit later today? I know you said you got a long drive, and I mean, I know I like to do a lot of thinking while I'm driving, so maybe you stew it over and I give you a call here in a couple hours.
Yeah, let's do tomorrow, because I would have to get home and kind of look at some of my numbers. I won't have access to that until really late this evening. So why don't you give me a call tomorrow afternoon, and we'll go from there.
All right. Yeah, that's no problem, James. I'm happy to give you a call tomorrow afternoon, and we can reconnect then and see if we can make this happen. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, James. I appreciate your time today, and I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. You take care.
You too, Jordan. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.